Hey everyone! Today we're diving into a really fascinating proposal coming out of Brazil that could fundamentally change how we think about water. It's called the water credit, and it's a super detailed blueprint from an engineer named Marcos Benzausen. Seriously, this could be a game changer. Let's get right into it.
So think about this for a second. We've built this entire global market around carbon credits to fight climate change, right? But what about the one thing that's arguably even more essential to life itself? Water. This one question is at the absolute heart of this whole idea, and it perfectly sets the stage for what we're about to unpack.
All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at why we need to start thinking about water as a major asset. Then, we'll introduce the water credit itself. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how the system works, explore the massive upsides for Brazil, and finally, check out the roadmap for making this whole thing happen.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about the core problem. Right now, most of us just see water as a utility bill, a small fee we pay. But here's the thing. Brazilian law actually recognized water as an economic good all the way back in 1997. This proposal takes that idea and just runs with it. The goal is to move way beyond a simple usage fee and create a system where there's real, tangible, tradable value for every single drop of water we save or reuse.
And that brings us to the big idea, the water credit. You know, on the surface, it sounds a lot like carbon credits, and it definitely takes inspiration from that model. But, and this is super important, this is not just a copy and paste job. This system was designed from the ground up, specifically for Brazil's unique legal framework and its actual on-the-ground environmental needs. So what is a water credit exactly? Well, it's actually really simple and concrete. 1 credit equals 1 cubic meter of water. That's it, 1 cubic meter that's been proven to be saved, reused, or preserved. This isn't some fuzzy, abstract concept. We're talking about a factory that upgrades its process, a farm that installs drip irrigation, or a project that protects a spring. All of that action creates a real, measurable, and now valuable credit. And when you put it side by side with the carbon credit, you can really see what makes it so special. I mean, sure, they both create a market for doing something good for the environment, but look at the differences. The unit is physical water, not invisible CO2. The legal backing comes from Brazil's own national laws, and maybe the biggest difference of all, the benefit isn't just about the global climate, it's about providing water security for the local communities right there. And here's what might be the proposal's greatest strength: precision. Carbon credits, they often rely on these really complex models and estimations. They're educated guesses, basically. But a water credit, it's based on direct physical measurement. You can literally use meters and sensors to prove exactly how much water was saved. That foundation in hard data gives the whole system this incredible layer of trust and transparency. It's a real game changer. Okay, so the idea is powerful. We get it. But how would it actually work in the real world? Well, this isn't just some vague concept. It's a fully fledged blueprint with a clear step-by-step process for generating, checking, and trading these credits. The whole validation process is broken down into 5 logical steps. First, you do an inventory. You got to know what your baseline is. Second, you create a real technical plan for how you're going to save water. Third, you monitor your progress with actual measurements. Fourth, and this is key for making it legit, you get an independent, accredited auditor to verify your results. And finally, boom, the credits get issued on a public digital platform so everyone can see them. Totally transparent.
Now, this part is absolutely critical, and it's another huge difference from carbon credits. See, a ton of CO2 reduced anywhere on Earth helps the whole planet. But water? Water is all about location, location, location. A liter of water saved in the Amazon doesn't help a drought in the Northeast. That's why a water credit is tied to its specific river basin. It means the benefits, both environmental and social, stay right there in the community where the action was taken.
So we have this measurable, verifiable, and super local credit. What does that all add up to for a country like Brazil? Well, let's get into the benefits because this could create an amazing ripple effect of positive change across the board. The potential impact is just enormous. On a national level, you're directly tackling water shortages by making conservation profitable. You're sparking all sorts of new innovation in water-saving tech. For companies, you're creating a real, tangible asset they can put on their ESG reports. And, maybe most importantly, you're creating a brand new way to fund social projects like bringing clean water to communities, which lines up perfectly with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. And if you're a business, the appeal is crystal clear. Managing water is no longer just about being a good corporate citizen, it's about managing risk. A water shortage can shut down your entire operation. By generating these credits, you're not only protecting yourself from that risk, but you're also boosting your reputation and adding serious, measurable value to your ESG score.
That's exactly what investors and customers want to see today. Which leads us straight to the investors. For the financial world, this is like the next big thing in impact investing. Think about it. It's a financial asset, something you can actually trade, but it's directly tied to a measurable social good, water security. That combination of making money while doing good, that's the holy grail for a lot of modern investment funds. This all sounds fantastic, but how do you get from a great idea on paper to a functioning nationwide system? Well, the proposal doesn't just stop at the concept. It lays out a clear, practical roadmap. This isn't a fantasy, it's a strategic plan.
The rollout is designed to be smart and gradual. In the short term, the next 1 to 3 years, it's all about building the foundation, getting the technical standards right, launching pilot projects, and building that digital registry. In the medium term, you scale up the voluntary market and maybe even wrap these credits into bigger things like green bonds. And the long-term vision, over 5 to 10 years, a full-blown national market that positions Brazil as the undisputed global leader in water innovation.
And that leaves us with this final, massive question. We've all seen how carbon credits change the conversation about climate. This proposal suggests that Brazil, with its immense water resources and its unique legal foundation, has this incredible opportunity to do the same thing for water, to not just manage a resource, but to create an entirely new kind of value from it. So the real question isn't just if they can do it, but what it would mean for the rest of us if they did. What would it mean if Brazil showed the world how to finally, truly value water?